Welcome back to the Life and Tribe podcast. This is episode 205. I was excited about this episode. We had the CEO and founder of my favorite gel company at the moment, Gabe Multer, on for the CEO and founder of Carbs Fuel. I love Carbs Fuel because it has 50 grams of carbs in each one, so it's a lot easier to just take 4 of them during a marathon instead of carrying 8 or 9 smaller gels. And I'm a big fan of the consistency, so kind of wanted to get the backstory of the product, how he took it from an idea to what it is in your hand now and you're fueling during runs and races. So really interesting story. He was frustrated as a cyclist wanting to do high carb fueling, but all the gels only had 25 to 30 grams of carbs. So he wanted something with a little more, decided to make it himself. So great, gave us a great personality, a lot of fun, a lot of laughs on this episode. So you will certainly enjoy it. Please drop a comment, leave a review, share with a friend, and we'll catch you on 206. When we're running through Norton Commons or the Pewee Valley area in Louisville, Kentucky, it's pretty easy to spot Mason Construction Home. The attention to detail, the quality, the stunning design, you can't miss it. It stands out. We aren't just saying that either. Our own co-host Scotty trusted Mason Construction to build his forever home, and he and his family couldn't be happier. Don't tell Scotty this, but we're at his house a lot because we love the home. He's all right too, though. If you live in the Louisville or Southern Indiana area and are thinking about building your forever home or doing a remodel, there is nobody else to trust with this project than Mason Construction. The link to their website is in our show notes. Click on the request information option and start the conversation about what your forever home could look like. Love it.
It's awesome.
When you said it was 1 of 25, I was like, I'm going to wear this. I'm never going to wash it. Got it straight from the CEO, handoff. So yeah, I've been wearing it a lot. I love it.
It's a nice hat, right?
Yeah, it's a great hat. Yeah, it's you guys should definitely make more and sell them. I think people would buy them for sure.
It'll take away some of the spark though that yours has. We'll have to change the design a little bit so yours is still special.
Have you worn the Life and Stride hat at all since we sent it to you?
I have, yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah. No, I actually really like it. I hadn't worn it's a CL hat, right?
Yeah.
Saying that right?
Yeah, CL hat.
Yeah, I'd never worn one of those before. It's really nice.
CL, yeah. You asked if you named that right. It no one really knows. It's impossible to know. It's Canadian or French or something. I don't know.
I meant to email our CLE rep, and
Scotty said it differently.
And I want to be like, can you please email me what it sounds like? Like, that would be quite helpful because we go around and around about this.
Yeah, I've been really wondering how to pronounce Carbs Fuel, so maybe we can clear that up on this podcast too.
Tough.
Can you spell it?
I'm just checking. Can I spell Carbs Fuel? Yeah, I know. CARBS. Carbs Fuel. Dude, me and Danny were down on him at the Indy Marathon, man. Where are we?
Yeah, man. 1 every 30 minutes. I found out though that you're only supposed to take them with water. It says always consume with water, and I have never really done that.
You're okay. The requirement isn't as strict as the packaging makes it sound. It's more of a make sure to remember to be hydrating alongside it, and it's kind of alluding to the fact that it's not isotonic. So if you aren't taking any water, it will use some of your body's water to be able to absorb it. So
is that what isotonic means?
Yep. So when something says isotonic, although sometimes people claim things are isotonic and they're not actually isotonic, but of the products that are actually isotonic, yeah, what it's alluding to is it's not going to use any of your body's water in order to digest it.
Is your background in food science?
No, not at all. My background is in software sales, actually. About as far away from making us.
That's pretty close. I mean, yeah, it's close. It's close. I can't wait to learn so much about science today.
My co-founder, he is the science guy. So he has a PhD in human bioenergetics. And so I was not the person formulating.
I feel like that's how a lot of like nutrition supplement brands are born. It's like someone has the idea and they have like the business mindset, and then they bring on the partner who has the science side of things, and then that makes the good collaboration right there.
Hey, that's me in this partnership here. I'm the idea guy. I don't do anything. I'm just the idea guy.
I say that every time I talk to Aaron. I'm like, just an idea guy, all right? I was pitching him a multivitamin carb gel yesterday morning, and he
Whoa,
passionately shot it down.
that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Wait, Striegel, if Danny's the visionary and I'm the vibe guy, what are you? You're the CEO.
Yeah, I'm the guy that like assigns like you guys what to do.
Oh,
What would that be? Oh
You're a
yeah, the
boss.
boss. Yeah, yeah. Gabe, I was gonna pitch this. We were brainstorming this idea a few months ago. I'm curious what you think. So, we're just like, how can we like monetize a brand a little more? And we were thinking of like products, right? Like some fun products, and those like salt. What are those like
Smelling
things where you?
salts.
Yeah, smelling salts. You know what those are?
yeah, I do.
All right, so we were like, what if we like made a smelling salt that was like catered towards endurance athletes, like run salt or something like
You
that.
imagine Rory Linkletter just ripping a smell of salt on the start line of the Chicago Marathon?
Yeah, I mean, like it'd probably be more effective in like a shorter race, like a 100-meter dash or something. But I mean, it could work over a marathon if you do it several times. I don't know.
I think you're skirting around the real answer, which is cocaine.
That would be,
yeah.
yeah, that would work too.
Is that a performance enhancing drug? Is that considered that?
It's banned.
Oh.
So I would think it is. Believe it or not, I was just talking to my co-founder about this right before this. I was asking if he thought it truly was a performance enhancing drug. And
Really?
yeah, probably he thought so.
Really, huh? That's I feel like it'd make you feel, I don't know, kind of weird exercising on it too, but I don't know. I've never done it, so I don't. Yeah, people are listening like, oh, like Chris has definitely done it before, but definitely not. But all right, Scotty.
I've seen Cocaine Bear though, and I know enough from that to know that it's
Yeah,
definitely a
true.
performance enhancer.
Yeah, I took enough
Dancing
notes
with
from
the
that movie.
It
I had
enhances
not
the bear
seen
a lot.
Cocaine Bear. Should I watch Cocaine Bear?
You should watch
Yeah.
Cocaine Bear.
I'll
Might
watch
be a
it
waste.
tonight.
Might be a waste.
Surprisingly entertaining. I didn't really get the concept. I was like, how can they make an entire movie about this? But it was actually an entertaining watch.
I think that happened in Kentucky actually.
I think it was in Tennessee.
The movie was based in Tennessee, but
Yeah.
the Cocaine Bear actually happened, and I'm pretty sure it was in Kentucky.
Wait, is it like a bear that had cocaine?
Yeah, exactly. There was like a drug plane that crashed in like Appalachia, and the bear got a hold of like pounds of cocaine, and I don't know if it killed anyone, but it went on a rampage.
Dude, I tell you what, I got a wild goat, drunk once. Well, I didn't. I was on a bachelor party, and we put out a bowl of bourbon and a bowl of beer and this wild goat at Kentucky Lake. It was like on the hillside, and it didn't like the beer, but it drank like a half a bottle of bourbon, and it didn't die. It was very drunk though. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Forgot that happened actually.
Wow.
That's an
All right, let's do rapids.
Okay, let's
do
go.
it.
Let's go.
Okay, Gabe, Mr. Gabe Multer. Is that how you say your last name?
Yep.
Sick. Well, rapid fires is where I ask you questions that I created about 5 minutes ago, and you have one rule: don't elaborate. And in order to continue on the Life in Stride podcast, you have to complete these questions. If you can't complete them, we will end the call. Okay?
Okay, don't elaborate.
No pressure. I mean, there actually is no rules. You can elaborate if you want to. Gabe, I mean, not Gabe. Danny might just get mad at you, but first question. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
So I actually listened to a podcast before this, and I heard this question. So I thought about it. Maybe that's
Which one?
It was the Corbin episode.
Oh, Corbin,
Hmm.
nice.
Nice.
My favorite ice cream is called 1020. It's from this small ice cream place in Santa Cruz, which is where I'm originally from. It's like a caramel ice cream base with, I looked this up, what's in it, because I forgot. Chocolate swirl and chocolate sandwich cookies in it. It's like the iconic ice cream of Santa Cruz.
That
Sounds phenomenal. That is like one of the best answers, but that's kind of not fair because you had time to prepare. When is the last time you got food poisoning, and what did you eat?
I've gotten food poisoning quite a few times actually.
Quite okay. What was the worst one?
What was the last time? Um,
Watch it be like the first edition, like when we were trying out the first batches of Carbs Fuel.
Thankfully not. The one that comes to mind was I don't know what caused it, but I know the last things I had were steak and red wine, and it took me a really long time to be able to drink wine again after that.
Yeah,
Really?
dude, that'll happen.
It was really jarring too because you're throwing up red because it was red wine, and
Oh,
And steak. I mean, it's
Yeah.
essentially both like kind of red. Yeah, I had food poisoning from meatloaf as a kid, and I to this day will not eat meatloaf.
yeah,
You get scarred. I'm surprised that you'll drink wine.
took me a while.
What is one subscription you will never cancel?
Probably Strava, honestly.
Respect. That's such a great answer. I was definitely thinking like Netflix.
I'm gonna follow you right now. You better follow me back.
Okay, I will.
Gabe, if you don't follow me back, I'm also going to end this call. That's a threat. How many grams per hour is ideal for a marathoner?
As many as you can consume without getting gut distress.
I love that answer. Do you like a pumpkin spice latte?
No, I hate pumpkin.
Really? Okay.
Fair.
So it's not a trend thing. It's just the pumpkin flavor you don't like.
Yeah,
Respect. What is your go-to comfort food?
pizza for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Same for sure. Do you eat the same breakfast every morning?
I do. It's
What
something
is
I'm
it?
really passionate about too. I make my own breakfast burritos, and I literally eat that every single day.
How long is the streak?
I mean, it's as long as I can remember.
Like, did you bring them to Chicago?
No, so that is when I break the
fast?
the streak. Yeah.
The
If
streak.
I'm at home though, I will always be making a breakfast burrito. And it's usually
What's in the breakfast burrito?
I keep it simple, similar to our gels. I try not to overcomplicate it.
Nice.
So I just do you want to hear a play-by-play on my burrito?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, 100%.
All right. Do you want to know how I make it too, like step by step?
Brother, this is your
Recipe.
podcast. Hit us with it.
Live
Yeah.
try cooking show right now.
So first off, you got to get big tortillas. I like the Mission brand, the extra large tortillas.
Yep.
Um,
Classic.
So anyways, I'll get the tortilla. I've got this really good jalapeno or habanero hot sauce that I lay throughout it. It's from this reservation that makes it in Southwest Colorado. You can only get it like 2 places down in Southwest Colorado. It's really, really niche, but it's got like such a bold flavor to it. And then I put some Kewpie mayo in it, and I kind of like mix it in so it makes like a bit of an aioli. And so the creaminess of it kind of offsets the harsh spiciness. So it kind of balances it out quite a bit. And anyways, I'm cooking the Costco pre-cooked bacon on the pan at the beginning. So
Yes, good stuff.
I like the pre-cooked because it is less greasy. Like when you do raw bacon, so much grease comes in and it doesn't get quite as crispy. So I get it really crispy. I let it kind of cook for a while, flip it over, then I throw a piece of cheese, cheddar cheese on top of it, let it melt.
On top of the bacon?
Yep. And then I move the bacon and the cooked cheese onto the tortilla. Then, and I should mention, meanwhile, I've been whipping 3 eggs in a bowl. Then once I move the bacon out of the pan, I put a little bit of butter into the pan. Then I put the eggs. And the trick with eggs is you got to be moving it constantly. Like any
Gotta
part,
move 'em.
yeah, any part that's on the pan at any point in time, like you don't let it sit, or else it's gonna burn.
Nope.
You just keep moving it. Gets really, really fluffy. As soon as it's cooked through, put that into the burrito. Roll the burrito up. Then I put the burrito onto the pan, for like 30 seconds on each side.
Yes.
Then it's done.
Okay.
That is awesome.
I'm hungry again, and I'm gonna go to the it's raining tomorrow, and I'm gonna go to the grocery and I'm gonna buy all that stuff except for the hot sauce.
So yeah, for a hot
do you get
sauce,
the
since you won't be able to get that. Find like something that's spicy and kind of intense tasting on its own, and then the mayo, like I said, it counteracts it. If you don't have that, like a chipotle aioli or something like that, there's usually a ton of different types in the grocery store. I feel like those go really well with it.
Are you a runner? Do you need running shoes, gear, apparel, more? If so, I got the scoop for you. Kencom's Running Store is the best place to buy any running supplies you need. Located in the St. Matthews area of Louisville, Kentucky, their friendly staff will take excellent care of you. If you are a newer runner and need help finding the right shoes, or you're looking to get plugged into the Louisville running community, this is where you need to start. If you don't live in Louisville, check out werunlou.com. We have a discount code and the link to the website in the show notes, and the shipping is free for purchases over $100. I promise you, Matt and team are the friendliest people you can meet. Don't hesitate. Get your running supplies at Kencom's Running Store and support an amazing local business.
I have a really good habanero hot sauce that I'm gonna try. Yeah.
That's the one.
Wow. That was
Put it on the
so
Life and Stride
specific.
story, Scotty.
That was an experience.
I'll do it. I'll tag you, Gabe.
Please do.
I'm suddenly so distracted. Where were we? How much caffeine is too much caffeine?
We were just talking about this too. We were talking to someone who took 11 of our caffeinated gels in this really long bike race. So 1.1 grams of caffeine. I'd say that's probably.
You know, it's a lot of caffeine when you can say grams.
Yo.
Yeah, you don't want to say gram. Yeah, I'd say once you start using the term gram, you're definitely way too far.
Okay. So that guy had took too much.
He did it. He was alive the next day to text us, but certainly not something I'd recommend doing.
Interesting.
There's 100 milligrams in each of those, dude. That's a lot.
Yeah, it was a long race. It was like an ultra.
That was an ultra bike race. Okay.
Yeah.
Does it make a difference? This kind of goes along with it. Does it make a difference if it's consumed while running, but like while doing an activity? Does it make a difference? Like, does it burn off caffeine in a different way?
No, you don't burn off caffeine
Okay.
quicker or slower. But it does matter when you take caffeine, especially by the form of caffeine. So, for instance, a caffeinated gum will hit you quicker than a caffeinated gel, for example. So for peak effects of caffeine, it's 45 to 60 minutes after you've consumed it that you'll be experiencing the effects of caffeine. And so if you're in a shorter race, that's where it's beneficial to do it before you start. Like
Interesting.
20, or if it's a long race, taking it like at the halfway point, that way it carries you through the end of it is a smart strategy.
It's good to know. Didn't know that.
I'm learning today. What's the best thing you have in your fridge right now?
Probably that hot sauce I was describing to you.
What item can you think of that you wish was pocket sized? I tried to think of an answer for this question for like 5 minutes, so I'm sorry, but good luck.
Pocket size?
Yeah.
It depends on how big your pockets are. I would say something I've talked about is making a endurance fueling Pop-Tart. The idea of like, what if you took a Pop-Tart and made it more friendly for something you can carry in like a cycling jersey pocket or running pocket? And, similar to how Honey Stinger has made the Stroopwafel into a endurance fuel product.
Yeah.
That's like the European pastry. Why can't we make the American pastry, the Pop-Tart, into an endurance fueling product? So I think maybe making the Pop-Tart pocket size.
Dude, take my money.
Yeah,
Take my money right now.
Yeah,
What shape do you put the Pop-Tart in? I'm curious. Like,
I think
what's
I'd
the
make it.
optimal shape?
I think I'd make it more narrow and a little bit thicker.
Ooh.
So more fill.
So it doesn't like maybe it doesn't snap as easily or
Yeah, and I
break.
think you'd have to make the corners a little bit less brittle, because
yeah.
it just makes a mess right now as is.
Yeah.
And so you could make some tweaks, and Pop-Tarts are kind of heavy in fat, I think, and so you would need to your your lights are going off.
Yeah, what was that? That was great.
Was that like
Power
your
just-
actual? Was that your computers? Your actual lights?
I just heard thunder. It looked like a police light outside. I was like, what is going on?
It's probably lightning.
Anyways, I want to get back to talking about the structural integrity of this endurance Pop-Tart.
I think there's work to do. I could also do a Twinkie. We can make a Twinkie into endurance fuel.
Dude, I like the way you think. You're a very creative guy. Tell you what.
Yeah.
Are you a snoozer or are you a one alarm guy?
Ooh, neither. I don't press snooze. I have lots of different alarms that I set up.
I think that's me too, and I think that's a snoozer. I mean, that's essentially snoozing
It essentially is, yeah.
because it's just going off again and again and again. Yeah, that's me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's me. That's me too. What's the first thing you buy at the grocery store at your weekly run? Like, what do you go to first?
I get most of my groceries delivered to me, actually. But if I go to the grocery store, it's usually Costco. And I think the first thing that I come up to, this sounds really bad, but it's probably the alcohol. Just the flow of where you walk in, like down mine, you walk through all the aisles of like cooking stuff and all the practical things that you don't need, and then you enter the bread and alcohol section, and so it ends up being alcohol first.
Respect.
What do you say to the AT&T people when they try to get you to switch to AT&T at Costco?
This is a huge topic on our podcast.
I avoid eye contact.
All right, Gabe. So I invented this thing. I'm gonna patent it. It works. Works like a charm.
It works.
I'm serious, dude. I just like randomly tried it one day, and now a ton of people do it. So listen, next time you see the AT&T guy in Costco, I want you to look at him. Well, you got to kind of eye him before he sees you, but and like look at something that's cool. Like maybe he has a nice pair of shoes on. Maybe he has a cool shirt. Maybe he has a cool hat. Maybe he has a cool haircut or something. I don't know. But like look at him or her and be like, wow, I love your shirt. And they'll be like, oh, thank you. And you'll be like, where'd you get it? And then he'll answer where he got it. And then before you know it, you are 30 steps away from him. And you're like, thanks, man. I'm going to go check it out. That's it. You just give him a compliment. If you talk to them first and give him a compliment, they have no idea what to do.
I think that's a smart approach.
Yeah. Everyone like avoids them like the plague. But
my approach is I just say I have AT&T everything. Like, what are you going to sell me at that point?
I actually do have AT&T, and so
me too.
They don't have much to sell me on.
No.
All right, last question, and then I want to get into this podcast. I want to learn about Carbs Fuel for real. But the last question is a great segue into that, and it is, why did you create Carbs Fuel?
Yeah, it was from my own frustrations as an endurance athlete. So I'm a bike rider, not a runner. I'll put that out there right now. But it was through my own frustrations. I was trying to figure out fueling for myself, and all I heard everywhere was this notion of increasing carb intake and hitting 90 to 120 grams of carbs. And I was convinced everyone was lying. I was like, there's no way people actually are doing this. Like the products weren't dense enough in carbohydrates. They were really, really expensive if you actually used them in a capacity of hitting 90 to 120 grams. And, I wanted to make something that kind of solved that problem.
What's funny is we have a guy that we coach. I think Scotty coaches him. And he is the chief economist at on a finance, some sort of finance magazine. I don't know if it's online or print, Scotty. I think it's online. But anyway, he did a Excel sheet breakdown. It's dollars per gram of carbs, I think, is and of like all like the major like top 20 like nutrition brands or supplement brands, and Carbs Fuel was the cheapest out of the like the big 15 or 20. So
Yep.
yeah, it's cost effective.
If you broaden that to the entire world and every single product, we would be the cheapest still. Uh, we did that on purpose. Was we wanted to make the best value product in the world. And 2 years later, since we've launched the product, we still, as of today, remain in that position. It's 4 cents per gram of carb.
Wow, that is crazy. Of all products in the world, that is insane. I mean,
Now,
dude,
if
yeah,
you venture out of the gel category, there's other ways to get carbs, to get
yeah,
carbohydrates at a cheaper rate. But if you're looking at energy gels, yeah,
yeah.
be beat.
Wow, dude, that is legit. So I'm curious, how did you take this idea? You're frustrated about fueling on the bike. How do you take it and then make it a real product? Like, I guess you call your co-founder first, or how did you go from idea to company?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went. So I was getting frustrated, like I said, and I started to kick around this idea of like, what if there was a product that had way more carbohydrate, like 50 grams? Would that be good or bad for performance? Would that be able to like sit in your stomach okay without getting major GI distress? And do products need to be expensive like they are? My gut feeling was no, because if you look at the ingredient list of any gel, they're commodities. It's
Yeah.
essentially sugars and water. So in my head, I didn't think it needed to be so expensive, but I still didn't know. I'd never worked at a CPG brand, let alone started one.
Mm.
And so, like you described, I thought of my childhood friend, Aaron, who is always the person I called when I wanted to go into the details of sciencey stuff. I thought of him as like, if anyone is going to know if this is a good idea or a bad idea or how I'd go about it, it would be Aaron. Because he was getting his PhD in human bioenergetics out at Ball State in Muncie. And
Muncie.
like I said, I was like, if anyone knows, it's him. So I started talking to him about this concept, and he was validating me, and he also had been feeling the frustration of it because he's a cyclist as well. And we just got each other fired up, and we just started formulating. And it was just like hypothesis confirmed after hypothesis confirmed. So we decided it was a no-brainer to give it a go.
So how do you, I, I guess, take that? I'm curious, like, what is the, I guess, manufacturing like process of the gel? Because I'm sure we have a friend who started a small supplement company or gel company, and he would just make them himself. And it's very difficult to do that, I guess. I'm curious, like, I guess from the start, like, how did you start like actually like manufacturing the product? Was it just you like playing around with it with your friend, or how did that work?
Well, it was almost, it was almost, it was over 3 years ago that we started having those conversations.
Mhm.
And then it was just under 2 years ago that we started selling the product. So we were working on it for a year before we were
Oh,
manufacturing something for people to buy. So the initial stages, like you described, uh, it was Aaron cooking in his kitchen.
yeah,
These were never products that reached people. This was just him chefing up energy gels, trying it himself while he rode, and him shipping me samples and me handing samples to my friends.
yeah.
And
That's cool.
it took such a long time, even though it's such a simple product, because Aaron is very methodical about how to go about this. Like, I figured he would look at Morton and, take those ingredients and kind of immediately have mostly a formula, and then we'd kind of tweak from there. But he took it from like, all right, got to get the right water, and then, all right, let's test every type of maltodextrin that's out there, not just grab some random maltodextrin, because there's like 30 different types of maltodextrins that you could use, and they make huge differences in the taste and the texture and how you feel when you consume it, like your GI. And so it was just a ton of trials, for us in that first year. But when we launched to the public, it's all through a contract manufacturer. So we never self-manufactured the product. And so we found a really good partner that makes like 5 really popular energy gel brands that you'd probably see at a run store.
Yeah.
And so they make a lot of the reputable brands, and they could offer the scale and the expertise and the testing and everything like that. Initially, we talked about this idea of manufacturing ourselves and that being better for quality, but we quickly realized that it's actually much better for quality if we don't try to touch it ourselves and rely on people who have the expertise from it.
Yeah.
It's interesting what you said about the maltodextrin. I've used to take Morton before I found Carbs Fuel, and I found I had to chew it a lot, and I didn't like that. I don't like having to chew on gel, so that's why I like this one, and I like more liquidy ones in general. This one's not super liquidy, but don't have to chew it, which I like. Is that something you were kind of going for when you were thinking about that? Something that you didn't have to really chew on?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I really liked the quality of Morton. They make a phenomenal product, but it wasn't dense enough, and it was way too expensive. So for me, like, that was kind of the benchmark. It was like, this needs, from a performance standpoint, to be just as good, if not better, than this product. But yeah, it's like a Jello sort of consistency. It's very specific.
Yeah.
We had a few key pillars that we focused on through the entire development, like through that entire year. And that was, it's going to be 50 grams of carbs. It's going to be $2, and it's going to be as thin of a consistency as we possibly can get it to be. And we're going to keep it as simple as we possibly can make it, so anytime that we can bypass the use of preservatives or gelling gumming agents or artificial flavoring, like, let's make it as simple as we possibly can.
Yeah. I think it's important to not have something that you do have to like chew on a bunch, especially when you're like breathing hard, and then, endurance sport, it's a lot. It just makes more sense to have something you can just swallow. And because if I'm chewing on something during a marathon, there's like a likelihood that I could potentially start choking on it. So yeah, it's nice. Like the consistency for sure.
Speaking of endurance sports, we all know that podcasting is an endurance sport. So it's time to fuel, boys. We're 30 minutes into the podcast right now. It's gel time.
Taking this?
Don't forget.
Okay, you got one?
You said how many? It says I'm supposed to take 1 to 2 gels per hour during activity. So we're on 30 minutes in. So
yep. You got an unreleased one?
Yeah, I can't show you the front of it, but this is a product sample.
Is it
delicious?
Well, I don't know if you can say, is it a flavor thing or is it a new type of like alternative type?
Well, I can say what it is, but it's not a promise that we're going to launch it. It is a flavor.
It's a flavor. Okay.
Again, not a promise that we're launching a flavor. But it's a blood orange tangerine flavor.
Interesting.
Whoa.
So I'm curious, can you break down on the front of your package, it says 2-to-1 glucose fructose. For the dummy, your average Joe who has no idea what and why and the purpose of that, can you please explain that?
Yeah. Using 2 sources of carbohydrate, glucose and fructose, is what enables people to push higher carb intake. So if you are fueling 60 grams or less per hour, you don't actually need fructose. Fructose, it's not going to hurt you, but it is not necessary. Your body is able to oxidize 60 grams of glucose in a given hour. Once you push beyond 60 grams, that's when consuming fructose becomes critical. Because think of it as like your body has these 2 tanks that are constantly being filled and emptied, and that's what you're utilizing for fuel. And one fills up glucose, one fills up fructose, and your body is using those carbohydrates in these 2 tanks at the same time. They're used through different transporters. And so if you want to push beyond 60 grams, it's critical. And so you'll see, like you said, 2-to-1 glucose to fructose on our gels. You'll see 1 to 0.8 on our drink mix. You'll see other products, vary between those two. Some products even now are doing 1-to-1. And then some products don't state their glucose to fructose ratio. That will most likely mean it's entirely or mostly glucose, which is, again, fine if you're doing low carb. But if you're pushing beyond, then you need the fructose. As you increase your carbohydrate intake, if you're doing like 120 grams per hour or more, that's when the argument swings in favor of 1-to-0.8 versus 2-to-1, for example. Now, this is just minimizing the risk of yourself getting GI distress. So the whole thinking is, if you don't have GI distress using a 2-to-1 and you are consuming 120 grams an hour, it's not a problem. But the thinking behind it is to minimize the risk of it.
Yeah, we've heard from one of our guests a couple episodes ago, Dr. Bill Evans, was telling us about how fructose can be a little tougher on the stomach. So glucose is the preferred kind of method of fueling.
You just had an amazing training block, and you're walking to the start line of your PR attempt race. What are the key items you need to have on you for race day? For me, I cannot start a race without my white mid-crew SWIFTWICK socks, and I'm going to give you 2 reasons why. Number 1, my race day fit is not complete without them. I love the look of these socks, and I think if you look good, you feel good, and you race good. Number 2, I trust the performance of these socks. They have compression technology that is going to guarantee my feet are feeling good in my super shoes, and they are also made of moisture-wicking fibers that are going to prevent blisters from happening, especially when I'm going the marathon distance. The last thing that you want to be worrying about on race day is a bad blister developing and ruining your race. If you're constantly having race day issues with this, it's not the shoes, it's your socks. Try SWIFTWICK socks today. The link to their website and our discount code is in the show notes.
And so that is true. So there's and especially anecdotally, there are more people that have a risk of, GI distress related to fructose. And so that's where doing a lower carbohydrate intake, it is better to use glucose. The other thing is glucose can be made pretty much flavorless and not sweet, whereas fructose, there is no way that you can make it not sweet, no matter what, it is going to be sweet. And so some products, when you're tasting it, like, I don't know if you've ever had like Scratch Super High Carb, for example.
Mm-hmm. I know what it is. Yeah.
It's really not sweet at all.
Yeah.
That's because it's pretty much entirely glucose, which is for some people a favorable user experience. But if you're using that in a high carb sort of manner, it's not really formulated for that.
Yeah. So Carbs Fuel is more popular right now among cyclists, correct?
Definitely.
Really?
And
I guess you are a cyclist too, so I'm sure that's kind of the first community that really like got a hold of it too.
Yeah, we are actively taking measures to change that. It was really easy to get an initial footing in the bike market because there are more people focused on high carb fueling that I've seen in bike. And like you said, I'm a cyclist. My co-founder's a cyclist. We have a large network of cyclists. And so it was really easy to get like marquee athletes on board in the bike category. And also my relationships with bike shops and things like that. It helped kickstart us in that direction. And now we're doing a lot of work of balancing out, of making sure that we're focusing on the running market and triathlon too, because all these people have the same fueling demands.
Are you seeing anything in the cycling world that is kind of on the forefront of fueling or maybe training strategy or anything like that? We always joke about how cycling, the things that the cyclists are doing are the things that the runners are going to be doing in like 3 to 5 years. So I think high carb is probably one of those, falls under that category. Is there anything that you're seeing in the space that you think that the running community is going to be doing in 3 to 5 years?
Aerodynamics.
Whoa, really? Cool.
Yeah. I think when I'm watching a sprint event or whatever it is, and it's like at the Olympics and you can see clothing flapping around, I mean, at that speed, that should make a difference. I mean, I don't know the intricacies of running aerodynamics, but I think that could be the next big area. Like, I have to imagine that running is going to adopt more and more. That's such a huge focus on the bike, is everything towards aerodynamics. Like,
Shikari Richardson's hair is so not aerodynamic.
Dude,
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
but like everyone on the bike, they're getting narrower handlebars. They're getting shorter crank arms, which allows them to fold over more because your knees aren't hitting up against your chest quite as much. And there's just huge developments in the aerodynamics of the bikes, of the wheels, of the clothing, all of that. It makes a huge difference. And I have to imagine that there's gains to be made among, elite runners, because on the bike, aerodynamics starts really mattering at 13 miles per hour. And so there are, pretty much any elite runner is probably going over 13 miles per hour. And especially with the movement of, clothing, like that's going to accelerate and decelerate. I have to imagine that aerodynamics could play a huge part in running innovation.
What's like 4:45 pace, guys? How many miles per hour is that? I'll Google it.
I know 12 is 5 minutes.
12 and a half.
So it'd be like 12 and a half or 13.
Yeah, I mean, so like Conor Mann's American record pace is damn near 13 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, I know like Nike has some stuff where they like have like some sort of tape where people wear on their arms and legs and stuff. I don't know how impactful that would be, and obviously some people shave their legs, but again, I don't know how impactful that would be or not in running. But it looks cool, so it's worth that.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah,
about running?
There's no such thing.
No dumb questions.
I was at the Chicago Marathon, and this was the first major that I was at. First off, insane race.
So
I was watching at the half marathon point, and I turned around and looked the other way, and there were like people still running at 4 miles in like huge numbers while the pros were coming through at the half marathon point. I was like, oh my God, there are so many people here. And the whole city,
50,000 or 55,000.
Yeah,
that's New York.
Yeah, it's huge.
But it's a lot.
And the whole city basically shutting down for it. And anyways, that's not my question. So when I was watching these elite runners come in, they're like wearing arm warmers, a lot of them, and I don't understand why. So what's the thinking there? So they wear it from here to like here. Like, is it legitimately that their arms get cold, or is there something I'm not understanding?
No, it's for warmth.
Yeah, the East African guys, like if it's under 50 degrees, that's like properly cold for them. So you'll see them in gloves, beanies in the 40s.
Their shoulders are open,
Yeah, I think they want like the accessibility to like pull them off mid race like very easily versus like having an undershirt on, I guess is the like thought process behind it. But yeah, it's pretty like, I don't know. You probably didn't see many Americans doing that.
I think part of it's like the look. Like, why does Klay Thompson wear a shooting sleeve? Or does he? Shooters wear shooting sleeves. You know what I mean? It's like, does it really do anything? Probably not.
Yeah, it feels goofy. But dude, you gotta run one of the majors, Gabe. You gotta experience it.
It actually did inspire me. I was watching it, and I totally get it. Like, that made me, as much as I've ever wanted to, want to run that. I think maybe one day. I'm really motivated on the bike right now, though, and I'm really fit on the bike right now.
Cool.
And every time I've dabbled in running, I injure myself. And
same.
I think everyone does that. I do way too much way too soon because I've got the aerobic fitness, but I don't have any of the like bone density.
Yeah.
So on your Strava bio, it says you're the founder and team director of Holy Cow Racing. What's Holy Cow Racing?
That is, I started at the exact same time as I started Carbs, actually.
Nice.
I could go on a whole tangent on this one.
Let's do it.
The other thing I was really frustrated by when I was in this stage was kind of how cliquey and inaccessible cycling teams were in Colorado.
Mhm.
I was a former racer. Like I used to race a lot and take it really seriously, and I burned out from the sport when I realized I wasn't going to be a pro. And since then, I've refound it, and I'm really into it, and I'm more fit than I've ever been. But
Cool.
I don't really take racing all that seriously, and so in my perspective, I wanted to join a team that were similar, kind of fast people that were serious, but weren't so like race heavy, where like you had to do X number of races per year. And, a lot of these teams would feel like you had to know someone who thought you were cool enough and fast enough to invite you to a recruitment ride, and I just
Totally.
have done that whole thing
Or-
and I don't care to anymore. I just wanted to meet like-minded people and do fun stuff on bikes with them. And if I felt like racing, I could race, but if I don't, I won't. And nothing like that really existed. And so I decided to make this team and kind of build a community around me. And we're like 100 cows strong in the herd.
I love that. I
Where's
fucking
the
love that.
merchandise for this? Take my money. I'd love
my
merch.
favorite animal is the cow. And so I always thought it would be really funny for me and a group of friends to ride around as a herd in like cow outfits.
Please tell me you have like cow suits.
Yeah, we do.
Hell yeah. Can I buy one?
Yeah, the team store is open right now.
You need like a graphic tee with like a holy cow on it, like a cow with a halo praying or something. And you,
That's the logo. It's a cow, and it's got a halo over it.
this.
And we do kind of abstract colors, so it's blue and pink as the spot colors instead of just like black and white. Yeah, if you go to holycow.cc, you can see.
I'm here. Dude, this hero image is sick. It's this guy here. I'll screen share for the pod. Let's see the screen. Let's see. Holy cow racing.
Danny's our resident tech guy.
Check this out.
Oh, dude, I'm so in there.
I just doing this Superman on a bike. All right, this looks awesome.
Where's our man Gabe?
Look at this guy. Is this you again?
That is not me. That's Corey. He actually lives in Bowling Green, Kentucky now.
No way. He's just down the street. He's a stone's throw from me.
These like body suits are sick, man. These are awesome.
Yeah, pretty nice, right?
Dude, I will run my next marathon in this thing if you fuel my block with Carbs Fuel and send me one.
I can do that.
Let's go.
Same.
I know the guy.
Yeah, we know the guy. Yeah, those Castelli uniforms too, not bad.
Dude,
I will say, holy cow, I've been severely neglecting it. So as Carbs Fuel has grown and really taken off, holy cow has fallen by the wayside in a major way. Just because I've only got a finite amount of time. So actually, here,
Crab Fuel.
this shirt.
so these Carbs Fuel shirts are actually on the Holy Cow website. I didn't want to put it on the Carbs Fuel website. So insider tip, if you want to get the exclusive Carbs Fuel shirts, go to holycow.cc.
Oh my gosh,
Dude,
man.
that's
If you're not looking at Spotify video right now, you need to go to Spotify video.
for YouTube.
for YouTube. Yeah, dude, Gabe, who runs your guys' Instagram? There's always funny stuff like that on your Instagram.
Yeah, that's my fiance.
Oh, she runs it. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'll tell her that you said that. She's getting gassed up by all the positive feedback.
Dude, yeah. That's awesome. That is so funny. Dude, if this isn't selling Carbs Fuel for anyone listening, then I don't know what else we like this. Dude, this is like so funny, dude. Like,
I love the hat.
I was gonna say I really like those hats. I'm on my list.
Oh,
Dude, that
say
is
to try
awesome.
something new on race day. So you scroll up a little bit. Yeah, right there. More than anything, I heard everyone at Chicago Marathon telling me like, "Oh, I can't try this. I can't try something new on race day." And so me and Sophie at the booth, we were like, we just need to make a shirt that says "Try something new on race day" with a big screen across it.
Dude,
That's
oh my
so
God.
true because I say that all the time. Can't try anything new on race day.
Yeah, dude. So we need to just invert some of these like things that are way oversaid.
How did it go for you at oh, that one is funny. Oh my gosh. Dude, I love the sense of humor. This is like the best sense of humor, right?
Carbs.
Wow, that's a lot of sugar. Oh, it's so good.
Dude, these are so bro. Look at this guy.
The emoji. Oh,
Tell
the
me about your
feet.
filling strategy. Oh, that's good.
Dude, this reminds me of the emoji that D Roney sends us.
Yeah, we can't talk about that one on the pod.
We'll send it to you, Gabe.
Big no. Yeah. I think Gabe would like that. Right.
Is that the one?
Yeah. But dude, oh, this is funny. Gabe, I'm curious, how did it go at Chicago? And I know you guys did Des Moines Marathon too. Did you have, I mean, it seemed like you were talking to a lot of people at Chicago. Do you guys have pretty good like response from both of those?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, that was the first event of its kind that we went to. Like we've been to big events in the bike category, but not in run. So it was totally eye-opening seeing such a huge event and talking to so many people. And it was a good balance. Like most people hadn't heard of us, which is making it really beneficial for us being there, exposing the brand to more people. But there were probably like 100 something people that came up to us and they were telling us, we love your product. We're using it, at the marathon in a couple days. And so that's cool to hear that we do have some little bit of footing in it and that people are really enjoying it. And like, they were so delighted to see us because no one expected us to be there. And so, yeah, it was enjoyable. We'll definitely be there again this next year. And it made me think we should probably try to go to Boston or New York as well.
Yeah. Oh, dude, if you're in Boston, please let us know. We will be there. And
that was I have a question. What's your plan to get into the running market? What's your strategy?
I think doing these sorts of events is important. I think that working with one or a couple marquee athletes in the running space is really beneficial. It's tough for us because we're like very bootstrapped. We don't come into the industry with a ton of cash in hand. And, typically when we're talking to the really high profile people, we're 10 times out of 10 going to get outbid. But I think working with some more marquee athletes is great. I think activating with track clubs and like running groups is a good way to get in with people. A huge area of focus of mine is run retail. So we've been growing a lot in there, and like we'll be at the running event in San Antonio in a couple weeks. So that's where all the media and run retailers and stuff are going to be present at. And I mean that's a big area of focus because essentially now we're getting employees in the market, people that are knowledgeable and hopefully passionate about the products, explaining it to people on the ground level. So I've always been a big fan of emphasizing retail. And I think it's really just more so us leveling up our kind of marketing and brand in general. Like you mentioned, our social media is getting better. I think, we're trying to do more from like an email marketing standpoint, from a social media standpoint, and like stand up on our own 2 feet beyond just like word of mouth, naturally getting out there. And I think that'll raise running, but also kind of all the different sports we work with. And then we launched the 25-gram version of our gel this last year, primarily for runners. So we're starting to think more and more about like the specific needs of runners rather than just cyclists. Although the 50-gram works for plenty of runners, there was a lot of feedback from people that would say it's too big, or they're sipping on a gel, and meeting them where they are and having like more of an introductory product with the 25-gram I think has been a good first step towards it. Like you mentioned, we were at
you say that because that's the reason why I like it, is because it's big, and it like I feel like this is the least amount of volume that you can get for the amount of carbs it has in your stomach. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. And it is, it's large looking, but that's because of the packaging shape. It's only 55 milliliters of liquid volume, which is actually less than most of the like larger mass market energy gels that contain
Mm.
fewer grams of carbs. It's just the
Interesting.
product orientation that makes it look larger.
Yeah.
It's not that daunting to me. I started taking it recently and had like one of the best long runs I've had in a long time. And I had a Carbs Fuel. So coincidence?
I think
I
Gabe,
don't know.
I think you can relate to this because I'm sure this happens on rides too. Sometimes like you get the wrong group of guys together and like you're like, like we're gonna do like a light workout or something. I know you guys will do intervals and stuff sometimes, or you're just going a hilly route and hit some hard climbs, whatever. And anyway, so we have like a planned workout we're gonna do on Saturday, like keep it fairly under control on the run. And Scotty's feeling good and he just takes off and it turns into a race. Um, is that like is that pretty relatable on the bike? I'm assuming if you get the wrong group together.
Yeah, 100%. Even the right group on the wrong day. Taking out your corporate rage on your ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time. I've gotten a good group, and I try not to surround myself with too many people that blow up rides unnecessarily.
Yeah.
But the
That's fun.
all the time. Sometimes I'm the culprit.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're having your day, then have your day. Like it was Scotty's birthday weekend. I don't fault him at all. So
It was my last run as a 29-year-old, so I had to go all out for the homies.
yeah, makes perfect sense. But all right. Anything else for Gabe boys?
What's the next product that's going to hit the market from Carbs?
Ooh,
I can't
yeah.
tell you that. I will say we're experimenting with a lot of different things. I alluded to one of them earlier, but we are, and this isn't a promise to release any of them, or maybe we're going to launch all of them. Who knows? But we are experimenting with things like flavors for the gels. We're experimenting with things like hydration mixes. We're experimenting with things like flavors and drink mix. We're also experimenting with other product forms. Like I was talking about with Pop-Tart, Twinkie, bar, chews, whatever. We're also heavily looking into bicarb, and
Whoa,
just so
cool.
there. Which that one gets me
Cyclists?
a little bit.
Cyclists use that?
Yep,
Oh,
definitely.
they do. Oh, cool.
Specific settings, it's I think some people use it in ways where it's not helpful, but there's definitely certain ways where it is very helpful. I
Yeah.
can say we're definitely not going to get into ketones. The bicarb subject is very interesting to me. I think that there's a lot of potential there to do something really unique and meaningful, but it's challenging. And
Yeah.
if we're going to do it right. We're not just going to make some knockoff product, that isn't really doing the job that it should be doing. So we've got a few sort of paths that we're going down right now in experimentation, and they're kind of promising, but they may end up being dead ends. So
Bicarb, it's in the name.
it is in the name. It would be very on brand. And ultimately, like everything we think about and everything that we're trying to do is how can we make athletes' lives easier?
Yeah.
How can we make the whole fueling, hydration, like that side of things simple? And that's by making a top quality product that's at an accessible price point and is just user friendly for athletes, sort of requirements in mind. So anything that we launch is doing that. I don't really feel like launching products just to fulfill a product line. If I'm going to launch something, I want it to be truly compelling and truly different than something else that's on the market. And, it needs to be obvious. Like if it's sitting on the counter next to Morton, Huma, Precision, whatever, if it's next to all these major brands, they need to be able to look at it and say, without someone explaining, this is why I would buy this product instead of this product, and different people will be compelled and say that, and others may not, and we're not going to capture everybody, but it needs to stand on its own and have like a compelling reason why it exists.
Yeah. 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 Dude, I mean, we in our circle at least, a lot of people are using it. So I think
Yeah, we need
it's
to
going to grow.
introduce you to Matt. I think Matt Muller's going to be at the running event. We
Yeah,
need
he's
to get
a
Carbs Fuel inside the Ken Combs running store in Louisville, Kentucky. That'd be sick.
Yeah,
yeah.
you should.
He's a sponsor of the pod and good friend of ours. So yeah, we would love to hook that up. Then I could buy it from there instead of hopping on the feed or whatever. I can just go get it in store from Ken Combs. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, where can you buy Carbs Fuel?
Our website, carbsfuel.com. We are also on Amazon. We are also
I didn't know that.
on, we're also on the feed. We are in like 400 retail locations spread across the US right now.
Nice.
Probably like 300 being bike, 100 being run. And we are in Canada through 2 different online sellers, Beachy.cc and Sea to Sky Nutrition. And then we're over in Germany through Sport Hunger. We're in the UK through X Miles. And then we're in Australia, New Zealand through the Aid Station. So
Wow.
kind of all over the place. Sometimes we have great coverage in cities for retail locations. Sometimes we don't. We're it's kind of spotty. We like get in a certain hub and then everyone picks us up in the area, and then there will be like 500 miles where we don't have anyone.
I'm curious, where you are right now with Carbs Fuel, did you expect, like, if you went back to when you started the company, would you be happy or like surprised with like how far it's come right now, or is this about you expected, or like if you're starting it to where it is now, what would you think, back then?
Yeah, no, I'm consistently shocked by where we are.
Awesome.
I mean, I have a lot of confidence in myself and a lot of confidence in the product and the idea behind it. And so I didn't doubt that it would work. But it has grown a lot faster than I would have anticipated. So, I mean, last year was our first year of selling product, and we doubled our target. Now, of course, I invented an arbitrary number that I thought was,
Right.
a good target, but we ended up doubling it. And this year we're doing 4x what we did last year.
Good for you. Good for you.
Good for you.
So it's going in the right direction. And I keep losing hair because I realize we don't have enough product and I'm scrambling to get product. So it's been certainly stressful in the last couple of years of like meeting that unexpected demand, but except for one out of stock, we've been able to navigate it. And yeah, I'm totally surprised and delighted by where we've taken it so far. But I always have an asterisk, at the end of that statement, because I know that prior success doesn't promise future success, and things can change really quickly, and especially in a space where it's really crowded and there's new players all the time and there's new products all the time, and different people like will promote you or not promote you, and so I'm constantly thinking every day, like, okay, what I did, what we've done before, I need to focus today. How do I get more gels in more people's hands? And so I'm constantly looking forward in that sort of capacity.
Cool. Dude, this was a super interesting episode for me. We just haven't had like, I guess, behind the scenes with a nutrition company like
How I
this.
built this Carbs Fuel edition.
Yeah, super interesting. We have the title or something like that.
Yeah.
Super
Should.
interesting.
Hopefully it's liked by people listening. I think it's my whole world. I live, eat, breathe, and sleep carbs, and so I can't help but go into the details. Hopefully people are entertained by it.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of things going for it, and price, the honestly, what Danny said is I think it's the most compelling thing for runners. The fact that I can take one for every 2 of a normal gel. And that's awesome for me, because taking 9 freaking gels for a marathon, like I can only tie my half tights so tight before they just start falling down.
Yeah.
That amount of gels, right?
Yeah.
So
No, I mean, that was a big thing. Like when was in the formulation process of carbs. I raced the Leadville 100 mountain bike race, which
Nice.
that's 8 hours out there.
Yeah.
And I know there's ultra trail running races that are way longer, but like, that's 8 hours out there. And if you take the typical gel and it's like 30 grams of carbs, let's call it. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to hit 90 grams an hour, that's 3 gels per hour times 8. Like that's 24 gels. Like how are you possibly carrying, that number of products? Like your pockets would weigh an incredible amount and you're just like eating all the time. And yeah, it was a good reminder, like, because I couldn't use our product yet because it didn't exist. And so I was like, this is horrible.
All right, boys. Anything else before we wrap?
It's a great pod, Gabe.
All I
Thanks for
got.
coming on, man.
Yeah,
thanks for
dude,
having
Gabe.
me.
Yeah,
For
man.
sure.
Thanks for the time, man. This was super interesting, and yeah, appreciate the time. Know you're a busy guy, but all right, episode 205. Gabe Multer, CEO, founder of Carbs Fuel. Catch you on 206. See you next time.
Peace.